after I talked to you guys in the first video I did, I think it was only a few minutes, I I started walking around the city, and Tsukuba is beautiful. It's a beautiful city. It's what I was freaking out about is like I was on this one road. It was like they called it the Park Road or something, and it's a street that connects all kind of parks. And then I'm walking back toward the station, and then I see other park green line streets branching off, and then I see all these bike trails. And I'm like, oh damn, this is a beautiful city. And they have like the what's big here is Tsukuba University. I actually had a student of mine from Okinawa go there. But as you can see, I'm standing right on this walk, one of these green walkways, and you have these homes built up against the walkway. And these are all like modern houses too. So you know me, I'm always attracted to modern houses because I myself have a modern house. So I know that Devin was asking me when I was going to do another video on the cost of living in Japan, and I just discovered that you know what? I figured it out. This is just as good a time to do that video because I'm amongst these beautiful scenery and this green lush. This is a really green city. Like I said, they have trails all over the place, which is impressing the shit out of me. Because I always look for a Shoten guy, like a Market Street, but I didn't find one yet. I found some spots, but not a Market Street, which I'm accustomed to back in Niigata and other parts of Japan. But this is an amazing place, brothers. I'm tripping out. I'm like, damn, this is actually pretty fucking nice. So I'm walking kind of slow, trying to keep the video from jumping over the damn place. And also, I don't want to lose my neck coverage because that tends to throw my voice off and whatnot. But as you can see, man, these are some nice ass homes up here. Modern homes that walk by. I'm gonna walk on the other side so I can kind of park. I think there's a bench over there I can park and talk about the cost of living here in Japan. But let me give you an idea. So the average cost is between $1,500 and $2,000 a month in Tokyo. Look at these are nice homes, brothers. Nice homes, and they look like they were built like more than 10 years ago. Between 1,500 and $2,000 to live in Tokyo. And what I suggest is better to live outside the city because, you know, when you live outside, you save a lot more money. It's a lot less expensive. For example, I've seen a lot of foreigners. Every fourth person I see are foreigners walking around here. I don't know if it's because of the university. I just don't know what it is, but you see a lot of foreigners walking around here. There's a bench I can kind of chill for a minute in Tsukuba. But I know that Tsukuba from Akihabara Station is only about a 50-minute rapid train ride on the rapid. If you take the local, it's probably gonna take you an hour and 10 minutes, but 50 minutes. So that means that these homes I'm looking at here, and they have a lot of big apartments out here too, I noticed. A lot of big apartment condos types. But these places out here, I think what it is a lot of people are using this as a bedroom town. And so they're living out here in Ibaraki, but they're working in Tokyo, which they can do. And that's why you see a lot of these nice homes out here in Tsukuba. Like I said, they're living in Tsukuba, but they're working in Tokyo. And I was surprised because I was walking along this way, and then you know I kept coming in and following everybody, and I was like, oh whoa, they got some pretty nice ass homes out here, modern homes here in Tsukuba. And yeah, you can tell that they're, you know, I mean, I'm not saying that people in Tsukuba don't make money, but you know, you can tell that Tsukuba is so close to Tokyo. So this is a really nice bedroom community. It's quiet. It's quiet out here too. It's quiet. It's peaceful. It's green. It's pretty much the type of places that people in Tokyo like to live in. And I'm gonna know even more because when I go to Hachioji tomorrow, which is a bigger city, Hachioji is about 500, almost about 550,000 people living over there. I can only imagine what that's gonna look like. Probably gonna be a bigger version of Tsukuba, but Tsukuba is impressing the shit out of me with all these walkways and whatnot. Like I said, big green trees everywhere. They got. I mean, I must have been to like at least 10 parks already, because the parks are connected, and then they got more parks on there. I'm like, damn, they got a lot of shit connected up here. So now let's talk about the cost of living in Japan. So like I said, $1,500 to $2,000 is what it's going to take to live in Tokyo, which is the more expensive place to live, right? Because in Tokyo, guys, they prices keep going up and up and up because the big tourism. You got a lot of foreign residents that want to kind of come and live in Tokyo, and these guys are just writing checks, man. They're not even asking questions about prices. They're just writing checks. I like this. I like the house right here. It's not. You don't want to focus too much on people's homes in Japan, but I mean, I'm just trying to get the park scene, but it looks really nice. But yeah, so that's what that's costing. So if I know and if you were to say, like, there's a lot of cities I've been to. I've been to 35 prefectures now in Japan. Akita City, you could get by with about $1,000. Most cities, you can live for about $1,000 in Japan, bar none. Okay, so you could get by with that. And I mean, your rent, like I said, when I was living in Georgia City, I mean, I do live in Georgia City, but when we were renting, I mean, when we were renting, we rented a over 1,200 square foot house, and it had a little place to park your car inside of a little garage. And it was a spacious house. It was old as shit, but it's spacious. But it only cost us like less than $400 a month, less than four bills. So there you go. So $1,000 pretty much outside of anywhere outside of Tokyo, you're fine. See, and if you want to rent an apartment, because I'm basically all these numbers I'm throwing out there. I'm assuming you have family, right? You just for those of you that want to retire in Japan, you got you and your wife, right? You and your wife want to live over here. You just need a 2 bedroom apartment, right? So basically, you just need 1 bedroom for guests and like a slash office, and 1 bedroom for the sleep in. And like they label it different. They go like 2 LDK, which means 2 bedroom living dining kitchen, or 2K 2 bedroom kitchen, or 3 LDK 3 bedroom living dining kitchen. You want to try to get that LDK because that way you'll have you have your separate rooms, your living room, your dining room, and your kitchen. There's a lot of guys that live over here, and their kitchen is literally connected to their bedroom. They only got a 1K, basically all one room with a kitchen at the end of it, and then of course you got your unit bath, and there that's an uncomfortable way of living in Japan, if you ask me. Being a Westerner, accustomed to bigger sizes, that's not a comfortable way to live. But people get used to it when they're single. They don't spend a lot of time at home, so I get it. The people that don't spend as much time at home, they can get by with that. I'm just gonna pull my thing off here. I don't want to shake my phone. But yeah, but that's what it's gonna cost, right? So now I know when I was in Osaka back in '94. Somebody was paying like they were paying 75,000 yen, which at the time was $750 a month, and their apartment was like, I mean, it was small. It was like a closet size, and they only had a one burner pot. They had two windows. They had a uni bath, and they literally just all they did was park their clothes there and sleep, and that was it. So you will run into a place like that. But you can get like, see this house right here? These nice homes, these kind of homes out here. You can get some nice homes if you sell your house. And this is the secret, guys. This is the secret. This is what I did. So when you sell your house, which appreciates in the States, right? You get that money. Now keep in mind that if you're married, you make under $500,000. All that shit is not taxable. They don't tax your gains on your house unless it's over $250,000 per person. See? So you sell your house, you get the equity, and then you invest it. But then when you come over to Japan, if you provided you can live in Japan, if you have, especially for those of you that have spousal visas, or hell, you can even take some equity if you want to get a business visa. But I don't know if I would park that kind of money. That's a lot of money, $200,000 now that you need, not knowing what your business plan or not having a good business plan and taking a risk, because business is always a risk. But if you can find a way to live over here, you got your equity, because anybody can build a house here. You don't have to live in Japan, or you don't have to be a resident. But why would you do that? Why would you just stay on the tourist visa? I know I recommended that before, and that's still possible for you. But keep in mind, they're making changes all the time to shit. So that's why living here on the tourist visa is taking a bit of a gamble. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is this. But anyway, if you can live in Japan, then you sell your house, and you take some of that equity and you put it in upgrades. Because what will happen is if you can live in Japan, you can get a home loan. Because all you have to do is have that income. And then because in Japan, like when I got my home loan, I didn't put any money down. They just said, hey, you're good. And they approved me. And even when I'm Ajuken now, once I get my Ajuken permanent residence, I am going to refinance my house to get a lower rate, right? And they still won't even require me to put anything down. So imagine not putting nothing down, low interest loan. So basically what I did is I went ahead and used some of the equity from my home to put in the upgrades. And I mean, we upgraded everything. I mean, like I said, when we built our house, we built it for Cat 3 earthquakes. So Cat 3 is like building a fire station and a police station specs. So your house is as solid as it can be per modern earthquake standards. See? So that's what we did. I know that it's a big difference because my neighbor around the corner, he didn't do that to his house. And he said his house was shaking pretty badly during that Noto quake. So you come over here and you got that equity, you can get you a nice home built, size you want. You can get some good size to the home. You can get you don't have to worry about a lot of stuff over here. So you can live really well. And especially, we have a lot of cities like this in Japan, by the way. We got a lot of green cities. So far, though, this is a really green place. Sendai, for a big city, is very green, too. Our city is green, but it's spread out. But this is a really, really green city right here, this Tsukuba. I love the scenes, the park scene, and the greenery out here. It's just amazing. It's amazing spot. I think what's tripping me out is I wasn't expecting this. I wasn't expecting any of this. I was just expecting it to be like, like flat with rice fields all over the place. I just didn't expect this part of the city to even exist. So, yeah. So now food is going up a little bit, but not much. We just had that big rice issue where we were short on rice and the rice prices jumped. Like I know when we got here, a 5 kilogram bag of rice was running around 3,000 yen. And then it shot up to like 5 or 6,000 yen. And, then they started rationing it. Well, they said we've had the best rice harvest now in the last 9 years, so prices should start coming down. It ain't like the States where they raise shit and then they keep the shit to make it even higher. No, in Japan, when they raise up prices, they raise it up for a reason. And then when because they know that the Japanese consumer is not stupid enough like they are in the States and keep buying shit. And I don't want to say it's stupid, but I just think the reason why the States does it because they have people who can afford to buy shit. That's what I'm saying. Japan is mostly a middle class, working class society. That's what it is. Thank you, Butterstool LP. Thanks, brother. Appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, I just wanted to take this time to do a stream on the cost of living in Japan because I know that someone had requested it the other day when I was doing a video last night that I had to delete. My apologies on that because there was just too much shaking. And I'm going to start doing my videos with my gimbal. Although I don't have my gimbal with me right now, but I'm trying to keep as still as I can while I was about this cost of living thing. But yeah, it's an amazing place, Tsukuba. And like I said, Tokyo has a lot of big. Oh, you said I was supposed to be. Hey, brother, it's nice. It's nice, and I mean, you can get all kind of types if you want to pay for it too. They got services you can pay for. Yeah, it's good. You get over here, you'll figure it out. You'll figure it out. But yeah, so another thing that a lot of you guys will have if you want to move to Japan, when you have children, you gotta think there's a lot of little things that you have to pay for kids. Like there's like a what's the word I'm looking for? Like tuition costs, not tuition costs, but like after school costs. Like Nomu. Oh yes, Nomu. Right now I'm in Ibaraki Prefecture. I'm in Tsukuba, Ibaraki Prefecture. I just came over here for a few hours from Tokyo because I'd never been to Ibaraki yet. Now I can say that I've been to 35 prefectures in Japan, and I've been everywhere from Hokkaido all the way down to the end of down to Kagawa Prefecture, not Kagawa, but Kanagawa Prefecture, and everything but Shizuoka, going all the way over toward Yamaguchi. So I've been to a lot of prefectures. You know, thanks, brother. Thank you. So yeah, so like they got all kind of schools for your kids here, like after school, like Kumon's a big thing here. So if you got children, you'll be paying for that. It doesn't cost much. I think I'm only paying like $100 something a month. Um, but it's so worth it because my son is getting the best training because he got over here, he was behind. So some of your kids, if they will be behind a little bit, but those after school tutors, they will help them get caught up. He's almost caught up in middle school now. And in fact, he's took a big test today. So we'll see how that goes. But he's getting better every time he takes a test. His study habits getting better. So looking forward to that to see how he did. But yeah, guys, so living over here, like I said, it doesn't cost as much. Um, oh yeah, Shaq Fu. Yeah, let me tell you what happened with those. So I'm gonna do Shaq Fu. I'm gonna do the same video I did last night again tonight, and I want to apologize for that because I was walking around. I looked at the video and I was walking all over the place. It was shaking everywhere. It was kind of sloppy. The internet was going in and out. My voice was cracking because of the net. So I decided to delete it, and I'm gonna do another one tonight. And then the diet one, the political one, I'm gonna do that one on Sunday before I leave. So yeah, I will put those videos. I will redo those videos. So don't worry, they're gonna be coming. Right now, I'm over here in beautiful Tsukuba City, talking about the cost of living in Japan, how you don't need that much, guys. Really, you can live most places in Japan on $1,000 a month on just a Jibo if you're single. If you're married, I would say about $2,000. If you have kids, I'd say about $3,000. Yes, yes, you can live on that. So like I said, look at this. There's a thing going out that way, going over that way, going over that way. There's all kind of walkways here. Like in the city I was going to tell you about again is Tsukuba, and it's just such a green city. There's parks everywhere, and there's walkways. They have walking areas throughout the city. So you can be cool, and even in the heat of summer, walking amongst all this green, getting to where you live. So that's what I like about it. That's what I love about Tsukuba. I was like, oh man, this is actually a nice green city. I'm glad I came over this way. So yeah. So anyway, yeah. So $1,000 if you're single, $1,000 a month. I wouldn't now. I used to recommend this, but now I wouldn't recommend living over here just on the. Yeah, it is peaceful, brother. I wouldn't recommend living over here on a tourist visa because there's so many changes happening so quick. The best to me, guys, really the best visa, barring with the exception of the permanent residence, is a spouse visa, because no matter what, they're not going to kick you out of the country because you're married and you're supporting a Japanese family. So you have priority. You're at the top of the food chain when you're on that kind of visa. Like me, like I told people the other day, when you're married here, you're on the spouse visa. If you get divorced or your wife passed away and you got kids, yes, you can still stay here. What you do is you do a spouse visa for your children, and the Japanese government will let you stay in Japan because they're not going to have you pull your kids out of school or not support your children, just dump the kids here and leave them with no support. That's not how Japan works. It's a very good system. So a lot of people don't know that. They think, oh, I'm divorced, I got to get the fuck up out of here. No, you divorced, you got kids, guess what? You can stay here. Just do a spouse visa for your kids because you are supporting your children. See, that's how that works. So another thing I was going to mention with the cost of living is just the food over here is so good. It doesn't cost a lot. Um, you can go to the supermarkets are very reasonably priced. You can get in there, you can get some fresh fruits and vegetables. I know fruit tends to run a little bit more than other countries, but that's because the fruit is really good. And you don't need to buy as much. In the States, how you do in the States, you buy a whole goddamn, I don't know about a language visa. I don't know too much about that. I'm sorry, no, I don't know about a language visa. You have to Google that one. I don't know about language visas. But the food over here, the fruit is pretty good over here. How in the States you buy like a whole big fucking bag of apples and about a third of the apples are good and the rest of it's shit. Well, in Japan, you buy 3 or 4 apples. Yeah, you might pay, about $6 or $7, but they're gonna be some good fucking apples. I know this guy came around our house and he was knocking on doors selling Aomori apples because it's apple season. and we bought some of them. We only spent like $4,000 yen. I mean, 4,000 yen for like a lot of apples. My wife said, "Damn, that's a really good deal," because she knows about deals because she's always looking for deals. And those every single last apple was good. My kids were loving it. Every day we eat them, and they were really good. So when the guy comes around next year, we're gonna buy some more. So yeah, it's really good. It's really good. So you're gonna eat some really good, reasonably priced, healthy food in Japan. When you go out to like the movies or you go to entertainment, get out for entertainment, you're not going to be breaking your bank to pay for entertainment. You can take your kids out over here. Japan is a children-friendly country, so a lot of the events are free for kids. You know, you be in the States, man, and you go to some fucking expo with some shit going on. Like I remember I was in Seattle, fucking I forget bumper fair or some bullshit. They wanted you to pay 45, 50, 60 bucks just to get in the fucking place. And then you got no food or nothing, ain't no free food or no nothing. You get in and what you get? You might get to see a concert or two, but where's the food? You gotta buy you got these vendors selling basically the same shit that they got from Costco. Nothing real special. Maybe they made some special sauce on bullshit. You're just putting good sauce on bad food. That doesn't make any sense. And so it's just ridiculously expensive in the States. It's so fucking expensive. Over here, guys, the quality of life is good. It's reasonably priced. It's safe. It's comfortable. You see me walk around on the video I deleted last night late. So not a problem. Not a problem at all, guys. Not a problem. So I just wanted to get up here and speak on this a little bit and let you guys know that I will be doing another video tonight on from Toranamon Hills. And I just wanted to touch base on a little bit on the cost of living here in Japan, which isn't much at all. I will talk to you about this later. This is BSP. I'm out. I'll talk to you later.